The best of money matters. Wealth Tracker.
Welcome to the Wealth Tracker, where we dive into the uncharted territories of niche investment strategies that promise to redefine wealth. Hello, I'm Hongbin, Jeong. Now, with the United States under a second Trump administration, digital assets led by Bitcoin are once again in the spotlight. President Trump's recent executive order promoting cryptocurrency and exploring a national digital asset stockpile signals a major shift in U.S. policy from the Biden administration. Now, this also marks a dramatic shift from Trump's earlier skepticism of cryptocurrency. Back in 2019, Trump called Bitcoin a scam and insisted the U.S. dollar would always remain dominant. However, his 2024 campaign received significant financial backing from crypto investors, leading to a pro-crypto pivot. Now, his administration is now aggressively pushing digital asset adoption, appointing pro-crypto regulators, and advocating for Bitcoin-friendly policies. So does this signal a new era in financial disruption? Could we also see the U.S. officially designate cryptocurrency as a national currency? Will this be a strategic advantage or a financial misstep? Well, to find out more, joining me today is Vikash Dhanuka, who is a founder and chair at 129 Knots. Vikash, welcome to the show.
Hi, good evening.
Thank you so much for joining us, Vikash. Vikash, now in the past, Trump's policies have often been aligned with supporting traditional financial institutions such as banks and Wall Street. How do you think, his stance on digital currencies has evolved 10 days in office, especially considering the rapid growth of the cryptocurrency market?
So, I would perhaps just take the question a little bit differently here. Let's just understand the whole digital asset ecosystem first before we get into the currency part, right? So as we know, everybody's talking about digital assets. It'll be easier for the audience to understand there are three different parts to digital asset economy. Cryptocurrency is obviously clearly one, which in all familiarity, we know that the cryptocurrencies are a bit more volatile in terms of an asset class. Then we do have central banks coming up with their own digital currencies, the CBDCs. That's another big portion of what we will see as we progress in this era of digital assets. A third and the critical part is also the real world digital assets, which is where we believe a lot of stable coins kind of options and opportunities will start coming in. And at 129 Knots, our focus is really more on unlocking the growth of real world digital assets, not so much on the cryptocurrencies and the CBDCs.
I see. Well, Vikash, while Trump has been critical of cryptocurrencies, his administration was known for favoring deregulation in many sectors. How do you think this would influence his approach to regulating or embracing digital currencies in a second term?
My personal take on this, Hongbin, is the cryptocurrencies. Again, I'm going to be very specific. The cryptocurrencies versus CBDCs are two separate matters. The cryptocurrencies will continue to be volatile. And for cryptocurrencies to be a source of exchange, that is something which I find a bit difficult to digest because there will be a lot of regulations around that. The CBDs, on the other hand, of course, yes, they will be much more stable and there could be a source of exchange. There's a lot of interest on the cryptocurrencies as a store of value. And what we see, a lot of large corporates, central banks, they're saying that they don't mind holding cryptocurrencies as a store of value. That is fine. But one need to be careful when we look at the cryptocurrencies as a store of value versus an exchange value.
I see. Well, then with China and other global competitors advancing their own digital currencies, how do you think a Trump 2.0 presidency would address the growing competition in the digital asset space?
That's really where we are very excited, Hongbin. In the digital asset space, as I said, what we are hearing from the U.S., including Singapore and many other new jurisdictions, that the digital asset space and specifically the real world digital asset space, there is a lot of regulation, there are a lot of advancements which are coming in, and there's a huge opportunity to be unlocked. A company like ours in that space, again, I'm mindful, not the cryptocurrencies, but within the digital asset space, the real world digital assets, stable coins.
I see. Well, Vikash, under the Biden administration, discussions about a U.S. central bank digital currency have, gained momentum here. Would a second term for Trump make the push for a CBDC more or less likely?
In our view, in my personal view, more likely. And not only in the USA under Trump, but across the globe.
I see. Then how would Trump balance the potential benefits of a CBDC given the concerns about government overreach and the desire for financial sovereignty?
Well, that's exactly where I believe a lot of global ecosystem in terms of regulation and custody, everything will have to be polished, right? And it is the early days where one could guess that yes, the CBDCs are here to stay. The cryptos are also here to stay. But there will be a different market and different kind of Web3 investors who would be keen on each one of them. At 1 to 9 knots, though, we will continue to focus on the real world digital assets.
I see. Then what changes to cryptocurrency taxation might we see under a Trump 2.0 administration then?
Well, we know that taxation in the US is very different than other parts of the world. The capital gain taxes of dealing in cryptocurrencies and making money. But in the ideal scenario, in terms of the taxman, I would like to believe that it does become taxable. How and when that happens, we are yet to see that.
I see. Well, then how do you see digital currencies, blockchain and related technologies fitting into his broader vision for the U.S. economy during a second term?
Blockchain has been there, Hongbin, for a long time, right? And we all know that the use cases of blockchain, of course, the cryptocurrencies and digital assets is one, but there are a lot of use cases. Again, in my view, in our personal view, right, if we keep aside the cryptocurrencies, the real world digital asset, and including in Trump's administration in the next 4 years, I think apart from the AI, which we all know as artificial intelligence, the next buzzword that we will continue to hear in the next 4 to 8 years would be stable coins and tokenization of real world digital assets, apart from the Bitcoins and the Ethereums of the world, which I clearly am classifying as cryptocurrencies.
I see. Well, before we let you go here, Vikash, what else will you be looking out for in the crypto space under Trump's administration? What other bright spots are you excited about?
We are extremely excited about the stablecoin part, Hongbin, right? Because there's a $20 trillion space within the real world asset class where the liquidity is not available. And I'm talking about small, big, medium-sized businesses, private credit, where the technology, blockchain-enabled audit trails, and converting those asset classes into stable coins, and then being able to distribute all under a simple OTD kind of a platform, which is an origination to distribution platform. That's exactly what 1 to 9 Knot has done in the last 3.5 years. We built a proprietary technology where we can originate very high-quality assets and distribute them in the form of stable coins or tokenized form. And this is a space which we are very confident and very excited, in fact, is taking shape. And the Trump administration appears to be very pro-stable coin and tokenization.
I see. Looks like there are a lot of things to look out for in the crypto space. Well, thank you so much, Vikash, for your time and your insights today.
My pleasure. Thank you very much.
Thank you. That was Vikash Dhanuka, who is the founder and chair at 1 to 9 Knots. This has been the Wealth Tracker with me, Hongbin Jeong.
Before acting on the information on Money FM, please consider if it's suitable for your own investment objectives, financial situation, and risk tolerance. To listen to more great interviews, download our podcasts at audio.sg or download the audio app. That's AWEDIO, audio at the App Store and Google Play.